Back to Johannesburg, where President Cyril Ramaphosa returns to the city today, where this time around he will meet with the Mayor Dada Morero and his committee. It is day 2 of his oversight visit to Gauteng, in which he seeks to enhance intergovernmental coordination and improve service delivery. In his meeting with the Provincial Executive Committee yesterday, Ramaphosa expressed his disappointment with the state of Gauteng and its municipalities. He singled out Johannesburg for its dilapidation as well as poor service delivery, which has become increasingly glaring. Newzroom Afrika's Juniour Khumalo is joining us this morning. Juniour, very good morning to you. So day 2 of the President's visit, but this time around the focus is going to be on the city of Johannesburg. Tell us why perhaps the President decided to have this particular interaction with the Mayor as well as with his Mayor.
Indeed, Aldrin, this is going to be the second day of the President's engagement with the Gauteng province as well as the city of Johannesburg. Yesterday, as you've indicated, the President was meeting with the entire executive of Gauteng, the Premier, the MMCs, as well as the 11 mayors of the province. But now he has decided to particularly focus on the city of Johannesburg. This is because even yesterday, during those engagements between the President, his cabinet, as well as the province, the issue of the CBD in Johannesburg was basically on the spotlight, with the President saying that there needs to be urgent attention that is placed in fixing the CBD of Johannesburg, in fixing Alexander as well as Sharpeville. Apparently, he also spoke about some of the heritage sites, the former President Nelson Mandela's home in Vilakazi as well as the one in Gauteng. He said that the state of these homes is actually appalling and they need to be fixed, especially given that G20 summit that is actually going to be happening here in Johannesburg. He said that if most tourists are going to be coming to the country, those are the places that they would want to visit, and they cannot visit them in such a state that they are in right now. He also spoke about when there was that foreign ministers meeting that happened in Johannesburg last month. As he was driving there, he said that he was not pleased with the environment around that venue. We did hear the Premier of the province, Panyaza Lesufi, basically apologizing to the President and indicating that that venue, Nasrec, is actually a privately owned venue, so there could not be much that was done in terms of preparing that venue by government. But we understand that behind closed doors, the President asked why there was no oversight before that event happened. Even though the venue is not a government venue, there needed to be oversight from government side to ensure that all of these foreign ministers, when they came to that meeting, the area around that place was basically taken care of. So those were the issues that basically were highlighted when the President spoke to the Gauteng province. But today, as he speaks to the Gauteng, the Johannesburg mayor as well as his MMCs, the problems in Johannesburg are well documented. The crumbling infrastructure, over 200 buildings, some that belong to the city, some that belong to private entities, have been hijacked also in the city, making it a bit impossible to try and renovate them and make them to the standard that a government would want Johannesburg to be in. So those are some of the issues that we do expect the President as well as the Johannesburg Council to basically speak about, as well as some of the challenges that were actually raised apparently by the Mayor of Johannesburg. We understand that the Mayor as well as the Premier also spoke about challenges in terms of attracting qualified officials basically to come into the city. They were saying that because of the financial state of most of the municipalities, Mfuleni was one of those municipalities that was actually pointed to, saying that it is difficult to attract city managers to such a municipality because they don't have the revenue to pay competitive salaries to those individuals. So we do expect this meeting between the President as well as the Mayor of Johannesburg to get underway just after 9 o'clock, Aldrin.
And of course, yesterday also, we saw the President being flanked by the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs. The last time we spoke to him about the 35 municipalities that are in distress, he did indicate that the city of Johannesburg is one of those and may require an intervention. Is it clear as yet what sort of intervention the city of Johannesburg will be getting from national. One of the conversations, for instance, that we've had before, Junior, is looking at the intervention that we saw in eThekwini, where a presidential task team was set up instead of just placing it under administration.
The understanding is that the Minister of COGTA has actually been tasked to oversee the province itself in its entirety and all 11 municipalities, including the municipality of Johannesburg. He is expected to receive updates from the mayors as well as from the Premier on just some of the progress that has been put in place. We understand that there was talk about trying to put the city under administration, but even the Minister of COGTA himself has indicated that from previous experience, most of the municipalities that have actually been placed under administration, no real change has happened, because even some of the ministerial departments that are actually tasked with trying to turn around some of these municipalities, they themselves don't have the right capacity. So at this point, the decision is just national, province, and the local governments are going to work together, and there is going to be that update to the Minister of COGTA almost on a monthly basis to try and update them on some of these changes, especially given that G20 meeting that is going to be happening next year. We've heard cities like the city of Cape Town saying that if South Africa wants to put its best foot forward, then it should actually bring that G20 summit in November to Cape Town. Given the state of the city, it is actually clean, not too many dilapidated buildings. So these are some of the discussions that are actually happening behind closed doors, Aldrin.